going on the line.
Cool. Hey, everybody.
Nuts.
Well, hello.
Let me tweet that out. And it's tweeted.
Tweet. What? Holy shit. We're speed at tweeting.
Speed
It's
tweet.
unmatched.
Sweet.
So I've considered deleting Twitter off my phone completely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Doesn't know how that goes.
And I figure I can check it at, on a website every once in a while.
A website.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
I've heard that's what they do there.
Wild. It's crazy that they have the internet on computers now.
What?
Keys. Stay where you are, Keys. Don't come near me.
Keys.
Keys. Hey, there's that tweet.
Should retweet it.
Retweet with comment.
All right.
Yeah. We should
We should
post it on the Discord. Discord.
I'm in Discord working on it. I got a full live stream up here.
I should load up the live stream.
Don't put it on the Discord. Put it on the Discord.
No, there's no Ted Levine this week.
Why not?
Are you guys like Discord? Batman.
Oh.
Batman.
God damn it.
Yes. And an
Or
alert
Ted
to
Levine did pretty much turn into Bane for half of the episode.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude.
How was last week's movie, guys?
Entertaining.
It's all right. It
It's-
wasn't our best one.
Do you like nude Rosanna Arquette?
Maybe.
Because there's some of that.
You will like nude Rosanna Arquette. I'll say that. I didn't know I wanted it until I had it. And then I was like,
All right.
yeah, all right.
Wait, that was your first nude Rosanna Arquette?
Yeah, I think so.
Shit, man. You gotta get around more.
Being
Yeah.
Rosanna Arquette.
You should watch the movies, Chuck.
I should watch some Rosanna Arquette movies.
Nah, just movies.
Yeah,
Oh.
just all of them.
Oh.
She just shows up and takes her clothes off and
Yeah.
moves along.
Oh, yeah.
If you count porn, more movies have nudity than don't.
That's...
Well,
Think
we're all-
about it.
we're all-
Think about it.
We're all naked under our clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then under our nudity are skeletons.
Oh, you just blew BJ's mind.
Did you know that
Oh.
the human body contains enough bones to make an entire skeleton?
What?
Holy shit.
Did you know?
What if you don't have all of them? Like you're missing some bones. Like
What you missing?
I'm saying,
The human
I'm not.
body, not
No, you just fall apart.
Oh.
specific use cases.
It's like a house of cards, man. You lose one bone, it's just like it's
Right.
over.
I'm saying like you lose a finger,
You turn to jelly.
then you
Yeah,
don't have
you
enough
just-
bones to make a whole skeleton.
The
Yep.
human body, not
Oh.
specific
Oh,
individuals.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Just in-
okay.
in
All right,
general.
all right.
Yeah, you can't grow that shit back.
Oh,
We aren't chameleons.
On average, nobody has
Starfish.
enough
Yeah.
bones to make a human body.
Yeah, on average, there are actually less bones per human
Right.
than
Than are
you
required
can't-
to make a
yes,
body.
Yes. If you took all of the human bones in all of the world, you couldn't make complete skeletons.
The average number of testicles that a man has is less than 2.
yeah. There's not that many three
Yeah,
ballers out there.
Yeah, you could have some tri-ballers.
There's not that many
Not
three
many.
ballers. Yeah. You know, a woman that's having
I know a woman.
a woman that's having
I've
triplets
met a couple.
Yeah.
will have 1,000 bones in her body at one point in time.
Oh, Jesus.
That's fucking
That's
frightening.
horrifying.
That is... God, just kill it with fire.
Wait, 1,000? You have 206.
Rounding. 600 plus her own.
Quadruplets.
Huh?
Wait,
Maybe it's quadruplets.
4 times 2
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
Yep.
makes sense.
Put some hundreds in there.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah, fucking
That's too
burn
many-
the
Well,
shit.
you're
out
not,
of
you're
it.
not,
too
you're
many
not counting the
bones.
bone that put the triplets in the first place.
What, a syringe?
Okay, so 801.
801.
I don't know. I'm
technically-
misremembering some shit I read on Reddit. I
Not a
don't know.
bone.
Reddit.
Reddit.
We don't math
The
on
home
Reddit.
of facts. Reddit.
Reddit.
Babies have more bones than adults. Boom. Roasted.
True.
Why you fucking roasted me?
They have literally hundreds more bones than adults.
Well, yeah, because
You're
their
wrong.
skulls haven't formed, so it's like a
Yeah.
whole bunch of
Yeah.
pieces.
It's still not enough to make 1,000.
It's like panacea up
triplets.
there.
No, trust me, it's enough.
Let's Google how many bones does an unborn
It's
How many
not-
bones does a baby have?
It's
How
not
many?
225.
You're gonna
per.
put us on a watch list if
Yeah.
you Google how many bones are in a baby body.
Yeah. People will be like, what do they want to? What do they want to know?
Newborn babies have around 305 bones.
305 bones
Is that-
in newborn
wow,
babies.
okay.
Oh, roasted!
All right.
So fucking roasted.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
You
all
got to
right.
mind their little fontanelles.
All right. I'm
Little
roasted.
Lord, Little Lord, what?
Little Lord Fauntleroy.
You got fucking mad.
I did. All right.
Suck it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let's.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Fuck yeah.
Mackie Rogers Roasters over here, and I'm on the fucking menu.
No, I don't give a shit. It's just fun.
Roasted. Me.
Yeah, it's
I'm-
just
yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Guess
roasted.
what?
How is BJ?
I'm. How does
Hey.
it taste? Yeah. I'll help you out with that
Guess
later.
what's more than 1,000?
My dick.
1,121.
What?
That's how many bones.
Oh, you just did the math.
Yeah.
In a.
Mr. Mathke over here. Did you know
Go on.
that if you take all of your blood vessels out and line them up in a row, you'll be dead?
Oh man, that was a long con. Woo.
Man.
Yeah.
So.
All right. That was some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
let's do
now
it.
let's
Podcast
shut
proper.
that valve off.
So that's Black Eye.
Yeah, everybody be serious now for the rest of the podcast.
Oof. I'm going to remove some hoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
There we go. Multi-hooded.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now we'll talk
Loosen up,
about
man.
Black Eye.
Loosen up here.
So roasted.
Need some sap for that burn.
Better turn them over. Get the other side.
How do they have 99 more bones? I don't understand that.
Because, like I said, their skulls haven't formed into one thing yet.
Yeah.
It's
There are
Yeah.
multiple bones.
Well, I
until
see
they
those billboards that, like, children have fingernails in the womb at 48 days or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, well, that's horrifying. They
It
gotta
is,
claw their
yeah.
way out. I would absolutely not want that.
No, I would not.
Yeah.
oh, unless you're like subscribed to the junior things, you don't have to worry about it.
The junior things.
Yeah, like
Junior things.
the movie Junior. You're not gonna have a baby in you.
Oh, I get it. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do the thing.
Aw.
You want to talk about bones some more?
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to get roasted.
Bonecast.
Bonecast is ready.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 453.
Man.
Wow.
It's getting longer and longer to say.
It's a high number, but not the most important thing.
No,
No, the most important thing is that I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go ahead and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie, come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them.
Yeah.
Good, bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They go 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot
Jocks
Jocks.
is
Robot
a movie that I enjoy.
We liked it.
We do.
It's pretty good.
But you know what? Hold up. Hey,
What?
there's also bad movies. This is Stay Away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags. Isn't giant bags of trash.
Oh no.
Boo.
Oh,
Yuck.
Garbage.
Get it away from me.
Ugh.
Yeah. Just letting you know
Yeah.
that that's a part of the scale. Probably not going to be relevant because here we are in yet again. It's
This is the most important part.
it's February-esque. I'm saying like
This
when
episode will post
It will
on
post in
February
February.
1st.
So by our rules, it works, and that
Yeah.
means it is time for Blaxploitation History Month.
Yay!
The true most wonderful time of the year.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So good.
So we're starting off this year with 1974's Black Eye,
Black Eye.
Black Eye.
Black Eye.
Yep.
Yeah.
starring Fred Williamson and
Black Eye.
and stuff.
Frank Williamson and stuff.
Well, I mean, we usually recap all that, so I'll save it. We want to do a plot summary, and then we'll talk about who's in it.
Okay.
It's very short.
Okay.
A private detective investigates a series of murders connected with a drug ring in Venice, California.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Fred Williamson is our lead in this movie.
Yes.
That's true.
He's getting up there with BMFcast alums
Okay.
because he's from Hammer, That Man Bolt, 3 The Hard Way, which is fucking awesome, Bucktown, pretty good, 1990 The Bronx Warriors, and Original Gangstas.
That's
Yeah.
that's a roller coaster of a filmography.
Yeah. Rosemary Forsyth from Ghosts of Mars. Okay.
Yeah.
I do not remember that, but okay. And from Extra, Gray Lady Down.
Gray Lady Down.
Yeah.
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 That's one of those titles I'm always like, that sounds like a euphemism.
It's not.
And I like it. Teresa Graves from That Man Bolt. And Richard Anderson. Oscar Goldman, yo.
Yeah. $6 Million Man's boss.
Sure. Yeah. Also from the director of Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah. He was nominated for an Oscar at some point,
Yeah?
and now he's directing Black Eye. Well, not now.
Well,
He's still directing.
now
it.
being
Yeah.
1974.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is adapted from a book.
Yeah, a novel.
Yeah.
Books.
Well, you can tell because certain scenes are like feel like this is probably in the book, and they probably just wanted to have it in the movie, even though
And also
it
give it
had
that sweet
no
90-minute running time.
relevance whatsoever to anything else happening.
This seems more like it would work better as a book because of its weird chapter-like nature of all the scenes where it's just like, and now he's doing this other thing that seems unrelated to that thing, and why is he doing that? And
Yeah.
this movie is very broken up into, okay, now he's doing this, and now he's doing this, and
Yeah.
now he's doing this.
Yeah, and as far as blaxploitation goes, this falls very much in the Shaft vein of movie where it's just like, ooh, Shaft and vein. But in the Shaft
yeah,
type, okay, this is a detective doing a real detective story.
yes,
You know, kind of like the Cotton Comes to Harlem as well, where it's just like, okay, you either got crazy blaxploitation where there's just crazy shit going on, and then there's more like, okay, it's grounded, and you know, this guy's a detective, and usually he used to be on the force, but he's not anymore. And,
no, he got
you know.
thrown
Well,
off.
I feel like this one, I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like the title is kind of like a double pun. Because, I mean, it's like, it's a black man who's a private eye.
Yep.
But also, this is like straight up a film noir plot.
Sure.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
even more so than like Shaft or, you know, Cotton Comes to Harlem. Like, this is like your typical, like, oh, I'm doing this case, and I have this other case, and I wonder how they're going to come together and be the same case. And
Yeah.
It's just,
But in this case, it's 8 cases
Yeah.
that all just conveniently work out to be the same case.
yeah, because I mean, the movie starts out with us just watching a silent movie.
Yep.
But like from the point of view of the like inside the audience, because like there's the guy twinkling the piano and all that. And it's like at first we were like, did we start watching the wrong movie?
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, it is showing us a brief history of this cane that you think is going to be the most important thing in this movie, but it just sort of becomes a side item.
Yeah, it's your Maltese Falcon.
Yeah, but like,
Hey, cat.
She's just carrying her little stuffed animal.
I know.
but yeah, it's so it starts with the silent movie, and you see an actor, and he's got it, and then it's just kind of like pictures throughout the years of celebrities, and sometimes the cane is in a
Yep,
photo,
and they keep zooming in on the cane
Yeah.
itself.
and eventually it is someone's funeral.
Yeah. It's that guy who was carrying the cane.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
his funeral.
The
And
silent movie star
yeah.
Rollo.
Did we get like a spinning newspaper too? Like, you know?
No,
No, just
they faded in on a
Okay.
newspaper at one point, like Rollo dead, you know, as you do. But yeah, so the beloved silent movie star has 4 people at his funeral,
Yeah.
and they lay him to rest with the cane on top of the coffin.
I assume it's his widow puts it on top like after the service is done.
Yeah.
With comb over preacher.
Oh God,
Or
God.
man,
yeah.
that guy
Yeah.
should really consider letting that go.
Father Combe-Over is delivering a very heartfelt
Yes.
eulogy.
Yes, the fashion at this funeral is nothing compared to the Truck Turner.
It is not a pimp funeral, no.
Well, there's one person sort of watching from the wings who could almost go to the Truck Turner funeral. Because, I mean, yeah, these are just some somber-ass old white dudes, and there's a lady who's dressed rather flamboyantly, sort of hiding behind a tree.
Provocatively.
Yeah.
She's hiding behind a tree, but her tits aren't.
Yeah, yeah, but we should note the 4 people at the funeral. One is the wife, who we never see again.
Right.
The other one is Talbot, who we'll meet later, and then the other 2 are movie producer types.
Yes.
Who you will also meet later.
Correct.
So I believe every scene they're in the same room. Like the 2 of them are never separate.
Correct. You are right.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just kind of, they finish up. She kind of tearfully puts the cane on it, and they all, I guess Talbot like takes her to the car, like help her in, and I guess it was his job to like lower the casket. It's weird. It's like this is not something you usually like have the attendees do.
No, it was his job to go back and steal the fucking cane.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
exactly what it was.
That cane stealing whore beat him to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, because the lady behind the tree took the cane and made like a tree and left.
Correct.
She made like a tree.
She
Get
made
the
like a
fuck
tree.
out of
Yep.
there.
Yeah, and then she's back in her place, posing seductively on a bed because a gentleman caller, who is not actually a gentleman caller, but a man has slunk his way through the apartment building where she resides and has entered her bedroom.
Yeah, and she gets through the whole discussion of how much it's going to cost, all that, and he never says anything.
Nope.
Just gives this weird, creepy look the whole time.
And before he went in, he opened up his switchblade in the hallway, which is just a giant fucking knife. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, she goes through the whole spiel and is just like, it's 20 and 50, but if you don't have money, we can work out a deal, which is
Yeah.
1, no, and then 2, he still doesn't say anything.
In
and
my
they
experience, that never happens.
yeah. 2, the deal is sealed without him ever saying anything. They just start making out, which 2, no.
Yeah.
Hey,
In my experience,
it's the
never
70s,
happens.
Man. It's the 70s, man. Things were
guess.
different.
I don't know.
They were loosey goosey.
But, well, then 2 seconds later, he's just like, you know why I'm here. You know what I want. She's like, and then
Murder.
dead.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we've been watching Fred Williamson stroll through the streets with a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, but it's also probably about 10 minutes into the movie before we've seen Fred Williamson.
Yeah, they've set up a lot of the cane and everything like that. But he's just kind of wandering in and out of places with these flowers, and you're just like, do you have a home? Like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Yeah, doesn't he give a homeless guy some peanuts?
Yeah.
Or is it money?
No, he gave him money.
He did give him money? Okay.
Yeah. But he goes into...
I don't know at this point. I'm thinking we never heard change clink.
I think he gave him peanuts.
Nah,
he probably, I bet he gave him
Nah,
peanuts.
he gave him dollars.
He never has.
He always has a crumple of bills.
Yeah. I think he gave him peanuts.
I think there's at least one bill in this movie
Yeah.
that changes hands in every
Nope.
scene.
Is that like a
Team
metric
Peanut
system
over here.
thing?
Yes.
A crumble of bills?
Crumble of bills. That is...
Oh, that's definitely an imperial measurement. It's
Oh, okay.
a
But,
hogshead full of coin.
But he goes in, and he stops at the first door in this apartment building, and it's where Teresa Graves lives. And he's like, "Hey, you want to have the sex? Let's have a good time
Well,
tonight."
that's who the flowers are for.
Yeah.
And then he's like, flowers, hey, and I'm leaning in the doorway. And then,
Well, yeah, he says, let's celebrate.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out in the morning what we're celebrating.
right. And he just kind of peers in a little bit further, and there's a white lady in there.
Tilda Swinton in there.
And he's immediately like, "Oh, you're back on that."
back on that bullshit.
And this is the weirdest thing for an early 70s movie, because there is a running plot throughout this that Teresa Graves is bisexual and is having a relationship of some kind with this lady, and is not... It bothers him just as like a dude who is also having sex with her, but not in any kind of like weird, gross 70s way that you're expecting.
Yeah.
It's a weird...
little, I mean, yeah.
I mean, a little bit.
It's a little bit
progressive,
there.
It's,
But
yeah.
It's
It's also just like, hey, I can't, which he can, he kind of gets put out immediately.
Yeah.
And then, because she didn't. And then she's just like, well, don't go away mad kind of thing. And
Yeah.
he's just like,
whatever. So he goes up to, I guess, what is his place, but then notice that the door for the whore door, shadow of whore door, is
yeah, it's been held open.
right, and
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
so his private eye sense is tingling. So he kind of squints at it for a while, and then he's just kind of like, "Ah, what the hell? I'll go over there." He's like, "Hey, you up?"
well, he's calling her by name. Like,
Yeah, he knows. And of course, because every murder in a 70s movie means that the door is propped open somehow.
Slightly ajar.
You just knock and it just opens up.
Yep.
He goes in and is just like, "Oh, you're dead," and then this crazy dude, jumps out and they have a very confined space fight.
Chess is his name.
Yes.
Yep.
I think at one point they said his first name was Harry, so
Harry
his
Chess?
name is Harry Chess.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I heard that.
Okay.
The
Well,
credits only say chess.
Well, I mean, given who their associates are, that seems like possible. Like that's how he would be known.
Yes.
At least.
yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, they
tussle.
They do. Around the dead body at some points, because when he starts beating Fred Williamson with the cane.
The titular cane.
It's not a titular cane.
Oh.
It's a snake.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not
not a
named
tit
Black
at all.
Eye.
The postular cane.
Okay. Yes, yeah, but
Idiots.
there's one thing. Like I think back to Bucktown, and like Fred Williamson is really good at making fights seem somewhat real and sloppy in a way that like things look like they hurt.
Yes.
With him and whoever the stuntman he's fighting
Yes.
at all times. Like, and it's dudes who just like get hit and they stumble around and then they're like, oh fuck, and then they can't get up. And
Speaking of the stuntman thing, when they cut to a long shot where it's obviously a stuntman, like
yeah,
they didn't even try
No, it
with
is
the
a-
wig. Like it's not even close.
It is a crazy fright wig.
Yeah. I mean, like this dude's got when you think like when you say 70s like white dude with blonde hair,
yeah.
what you just pictured in your mind is what this
Yeah.
guy's hair is, and then
Yeah,
it
take
suddenly,
a look at an album cover.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
then
that.
the other one is like a blonde Andy Warhol thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like it's like poofed up, like it's
Yep.
weird.
yeah.
Yeah. But they fight around, and at one point, like, it seems like Fred Williamson's going to body slam him, but he does the Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 3 thing of just kind of like, nope, can't do it. And he falls back with this guy on top of him, and they wrestle around a little bit more. The guy eventually just kind of gets the upper hand, grabs a cane, and runs out.
Yeah, and he's the one. He says some racist stuff as he's beating him.
He does.
because he basically gets the drop on him and could have just hit him once, knocked him out, and left.
Yeah.
But instead, he's basically taunting him and fighting him, and that's when we're like, all right, here we go.
Yep.
Here's our Kill Whitey guy for
Yep.
the movie.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
But
We get
it
robbed
doesn't
of that.
work out that way.
No, it doesn't.
No.
He gets killed.
Eventually, yes. Yeah.
By the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so cops come.
Well, just his cop buddy.
Yeah. Basically. And he's just like, damn it.
Yeah, because
Stone. His name's Stone. Shep Stone.
Yep. And he chases the guy downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
limping around. He does a good sprained ankle limp, which immediately goes away as soon as that scene is over.
Sure.
But
He walked it off.
yeah.
Rub some dirt on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this guy comes in and is just like, man, come on. You're supposed to not do these things.
Yeah, it's the, this is why you're not a cop anymore
Right.
thing, because, something about, like, the backstory is, like, I guess his sister OD'd or
Yeah.
something like that, and then, like, he was like, I'm going to go murder the dealer who gave her the
Basically.
shit.
Yeah.
basically.
strangled the junkie to death with his bare hands.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so it's just like, you're lucky
Where
you
he
didn't
got
go to
bare hands, I
jail,
don't
blah,
know.
blah, blah, you
Yeah.
know, like, all that kind of stuff, and like, you're a good detective, we could talk, and maybe get you back in the force, and also you live in a shithole. The guy is constantly, like, I feel like the guy's sort of overplaying the hand on, I mean, the place could be a shithole, but it's not like Truck Turner's shithole.
No, but it is
Right.
of that vein of 70s heroes who were just the sloppiest motherfuckers for why that was a desirable character trait in the 70s. Will never understand, but it just seems like everyone lives in fucking filth and they're proud of it and it's great.
They don't got time to clean.
Yeah, exactly.
They're men.
I was
They
going to say,
don't
I
do
have
that
I have
shit.
a really gross thing that probably was in somebody's head, is that if you make the guy messy, then he just needs a good woman to come in and clean up. I'm just saying, like, I don't,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
also,
No, it's 100%.
I don't think that. I'm saying
No,
that was
yes,
like
yeah,
the
that's a
motivation.
70s
It is
A
definitely
loner
a trope.
guy with
Yeah.
no wife
Right.
to pick up
Right.
after him.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah,
yeah.
and it's like, oh,
Lady comes to the
well,
door.
I'm just saying, like, it was also like the fantasy of like, oh, I can change him. You know, that bullshit.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and it's also just shorthand for
Right.
He's a busy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't no,
He ain't got
no,
time
one-
to
no
clean.
woman to clean up after
Right.
him type thing.
Yeah, he's such a busy dude. Like throughout this movie, which seems to take place over about 36 hours. I don't think he ever sleeps. Like, he gets some rest at the end of a bizarre sex scene, but other than that, like, there's really no, okay, now it's a week later. It's just, he's just a force of nature throughout this and just goes.
Does he ever really change clothes either?
No, and that tie is always fucked up. He's got one tie, and it's not on right, and it was driving me nuts because it wasn't, like, flat to his chest. It was, like, just fucked up, and it's just like, that kind of thing is just one of those things that will drive me crazy. Just, you want to reach into please fix your tie, but... Yeah, he's just disheveled the whole time.
Well, now I know how to mess with Chuck.
I know.
That's
Great.
We're all going to wear fucked up ties next week.
Yeah. Haha, joke's on you. I'm kidding. You all just look stupid. But really, what this scene does is establish that he enjoys peanuts. And because he's just eating peanuts and just throwing the shells behind him and everywhere. And his cop buddy's just like, Jesus, guy, you know. There's a thing where it's like, can I have a clean glass to have my drink in? And he's like, yeah, sure. He just wipes it off and gives it to him. He's like, well, I'm surprised you didn't spit in it. He goes, he's like,
the guy snatches the glass away
like,
from him.
that's fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, Stone's filthy.
And he bargains with him something about like, oh, you're going to go, pay petty cash to like, some informant dudes and stuff like that. He's like, give me $200 and a permit for a gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think he hands him 100, and it's like, you got your permit.
Yeah.
And
then he goes to a pawn shop and gets his watch back.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get a gun. Just get his gun back.
I think he already had a gun. He just wanted to make it legal.
Yeah. So
maybe.
Yeah.
And in the vein of blaxploitation films, he just kind of like stumbles into something happening.
Yeah,
because it's like this is kind of a dead end now.
Does he? I think he goes like after one lead for the
doesn't he go
cane thing.
He goes to the newsstand first, doesn't he?
Yeah, he goes to
That's
the newsstand
right.
lady first, and then it's like you
word on the street.
Yeah, you're the word on the street lady, and you can pass some information around.
Because she's the one who tells him that the dead girl was in a bunch of pussy pictures.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
And he's like, oh, and that's what leads him to the studio.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying like he talks to her and chases that one lead, goes to the studio, and man, this scene because like we get semi tastefully done porn set from the 70s thing because like they're setting the scene up and everything, and then it's like you see the actress walk by, but it's like
she's way in the background.
She's way in the background, and it's like there's some dumb like teak furniture thing in front of it where it's like you can't see. I mean, you can see some nudity, but it's not like, hey, look, nudity.
It's like that Mormon bubble filter that was on the internet for a while.
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
but it's like they're setting up a scene, and he's weaseling his way, and like he's got some empty film reels, and he's like, I've got a delivery for what's his nuts, and they're like, yeah, whatever, go on in there. He's shooting in studio, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
But man, the second he walks on this film set, he can't take his eyes off the people fucking.
well, it's great because every crew member doesn't give a shit.
Like the lighting guy's
Yeah.
reading the sports page, up, and like everyone else is like playing cards while they're shooting the scene.
Yeah, and he just walks in and is just like, those people fucking.
I like that he's like giving, he's giving visual commentary on the fucking because like he'll kind of like raise his eyebrow and be like, oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a new move.
Because they're
Borrowing that.
they're depicting the sound of fucking as like two raincoats being rubbed together. Like it is not a sexual sound in any ways, but you can tell that it's happening. And every time he looks over, he gets transfixed for a second. Then he's just like, God damn, it's just And
He
no
does
one
some
else gives a
good
shit.
mugging
Yeah.
during that.
But I'll say like every scene he walks into is that like the church and the dude's tarot card place. He's just like, the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
But eventually gets over to like the producer dude,
Who was one of the people at the
who's
funeral.
and then he's just like, hey, I hear you knew the lady Vera that died. He's like, what can you tell me about her? And he's just like, yeah, we used her a couple times. Like we tend to use people like her, if you know what I mean. And I didn't really know her, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I love how this guy's like, I'm above this porn
Right.
thing. It just makes me money.
This just disgusts me,
Yeah.
but I know how to make money. And eventually, he's just like, all right, well, if you think of anything else, we could get introduced to the other lady. She's just kind of in the background, like, ooh, a man, sort of, to
Kind
Fred
of.
Williamson. And then, they never really have any interaction at this scene. But he's just like, if you think of anything else, give me a call. And this is where we get like you got a pen, and he just writes his number on a matchbook, basically. And this is where we find out, like, he basically just hangs out at this bar. That's his office. He doesn't have an actual office. He hangs out, like, the guy actually reads it. It's like, Shep Stone, care of whatever bar, and it's like, okay. But yeah, this is where he goes to the bar, and we kind of learn that this is where his hangout and his office is, essentially, and where he gets his stash of peanuts, because he immediately walks in and like,
There's a giant bowl of peanuts.
Yep.
There's like, like a 1.5 foot by 10 inches bowl of peanuts. Like,
yeah, it's like a punch bowl full of
yes,
peanuts.
punch bowl.
Oh. Yeah.
And he's just filling his pockets.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't eat bar. I don't care if they're shelled.
I was going to say,
Don't eat bar
peanuts are like the safest thing you can eat at a bar because
No.
They have a protective shell.
yeah,
Yeah.
unless you're one of those
banana
monsters that
Yeah,
eats
but
the
you
shell.
have to touch the shell to then touch the peanuts inside.
It's better than the pretzels
alright.
and stuff.
No, it's horrifying.
His hands are nothing
at
but
this bar,
peanut shells.
I'm
going to
eat the peanuts because whatever his name also serves food there. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be okay with the food.
This
safety
is
in
where
place.
he lucks into his side plot thing where he kind of drops his main thing for a while.
Well, he
Because-
doesn't.
because he's just
We
sitting there.
find out he doesn't really luck into this.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, like he's just sitting there, and like this guy,
Oscar Goldman.
yeah, Mr. Goldman comes up and is like, hey, I was just kind of watching you to see if you're the right guy for this, but I need you to help me find my daughter. She here's her picture,
Yeah.
and he's just basically like, yeah, cool, money, all right, we'll work it out. And he's like, all right, I'm good. And he's like, you don't want any more information? He's like, nah, I'll find her.
I'll figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like I said, it's like he kind of stops the Vera case.
Yeah, well,
'cause it's
okay,
like,
well-
I'm just now I'm looking for Amy. The
Yeah,
daughter
but
Amy.
like he's gotten that case, and then he goes to see the girl that his girlfriend is sleeping with, just to really say, knock it off.
Yeah.
Like, you're grossing me out. Stop having sex with the girl I'm having sex with. And she's high society fashion lady, and she just gives him a speech of just stuff, just things. She's just saying words.
As you do.
Yeah, but I mean, like, none of it is actually relevant, and he's not really like engaged in it. He's just like, yeah, all right, well, just hey, stop
again,
it.
Again,
Just-
book plot thing,
Yeah.
most likely. Because what the gist of it is that, like, this is how his girlfriend has her boutique and is able to do all this fashion stuff.
Right.
It's because of her.
He
Yeah.
does minorly try to, not really blackmail, but just like, hey, look, I can place you at the scene of this murder. That wouldn't
yeah,
be good,
that
right?
was a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you were there when this lady was murdered, so, you don't want that, right? And
Yeah.
she's just like, "Pfft, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also offers him like $500 to just knock it off.
Yeah. It's a little weird. But
it is.
He should have taken it.
Yeah. But yeah, that really doesn't go anywhere.
I mean, but I don't know. I'm not convinced she's a bad lady.
No.
She's mildly implicated by knowing some of the people she knows later, but I mean, it's like, I don't know.
She's not in on this. Yeah.
No.
He's
It's
just
just
being weird that
circumstantial.
a lady is boning his
Right.
girlfriend. But not in a way. It's more just like a, hey, stop boning my girlfriend, not
Yeah.
Not even his girlfriend though, because they're keeping it very casual.
Yeah,
very casual.
And they say that multiple times.
Loosey-goosey.
But
No
yeah,
strings
so
attached.
he
Yeah.
does this whole bit, and then what's his connection? Is he?
He goes to the church, doesn't he?
That's right. Yeah, I think he
because
goes to the
wants to
church.
track down the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this is just a lengthy, just sweaty dude just preaching to a bunch of goddamn hippies.
yeah. Basically, it's presented that it's a church that they bring drug addicts off the street, give
Yeah.
them a place to live, and teach them Jesus. And then, but this dude's also like a sleazy con man.
I'm
too.
kind of conflicted about this guy. I think he believes that he's doing good. He's just also profiting off of it. I kind of feel like he thinks
I don't
he's-
think so because he had that microphone set up in the confession room.
Well, he's a sleazeball, but he's
Yeah, but he's also like, well, we get him off the drugs too. That'll be good for him. But if they want to go
but there's
bone
the whole
in
blackmail
confessional-
people listening. Like, on
I don't know. This guy is
Plus,
the-
he's driving a caddy, like a brand new. Like,
yeah, he's the shadiest gray
Yeah.
in this whole movie. It's
Okay.
just he could go either way.
Yeah. Well, basically the guy's like, yeah, I knew Amy, but she left here. I think she got back on the stuff last time. Last I knew, she was hanging out at the poo house,
Yeah,
and we were like, was that
what?
code for something?
I
I
thought
thought he said the pool house.
I thought he said the pool house
Yeah.
too. Because why would he say
No,
the poo
he did
house?
not.
Because why did Fred Williamson not go? The fuck is the pool? The poo house.
But no,
But-
he said the poo house.
He did.
And
Yeah.
he gave him a general direction because we find out. And now I'm very curious if this was a real thing. I'm guessing
to
it
have
was
been.
because you don't just paint a building for a movie like this.
Nah.
But yeah, it's a restaurant called the Pooh House, as in Winnie the.
Yes, there is a
Yeah.
Winnie the on the wall outside, and he goes in, and there's just a dude, and it's an establishment. It's a quote unquote restaurant. It's a very tiny restaurant, but
It is.
and he just these two just kind of do a dialogue dance back and forth with each other.
It's weird. They go through several layers of 70s black, and that's the only way I could say it. Is like they start with like this like just general chat, like, "Hey, how are you? How are you?" And then it's like it just slowly I don't know.
It's
it
like
evolves, it
confrontational
moves.
and then friendly.
And then they get
yeah.
friendly, and then he's like, "Oh, I need this." Basically, he's just like, "I need this information, all this stuff." You know,
Yeah.
it's like, "Did you ever see her? Or did do you know who she hung out with?" And it's like, and eventually he's just like, "Look, if you want to find a junkie, there's one guy, the Worm, and Fred Williams actually throws the name out. He's like, "Are you talking about the Worm, right?" And then when they kind of bond over that, it's just like oh yeah, by the way, I'm cooking some soul food and all this shit. And it's like, you want to hang out? And he's like, hell yeah, I do. And it's just like, then they're best friends.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm
Again,
saying,
the
like,
investigations. He's ready to walk out the door and,
Right.
and continue investigating. The guy's like, "Hey man, I'm cooking up pig butts and collard greens. Do you want to sit?" And he's just like, "You got something to read?" He's like, "Yeah, here you go." He's like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah.
He just sits down.
Yeah, he's like, how hot you like them? He's like, hot as you can make them.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's amazing that it goes through like the 3 levels of like general politeness to like kind of interrogation, but
Yeah. And then
turning
they're best friends.
turning slightly more slang into like, yeah, we've known each other our entire lives. It's kind of
weird.
amazing.
It's a real good evolution.
Yeah, but he goes to see Worm basically, and this is a real goofy ass scene. It's not the goofiest ass scene in the movie, but like he pulls up in his car, and there's a guy who looks like Worm. Well,
Yeah.
we can assume it's Worm because he looks like that kind of guy. Just spots him, and then that man bolts, just starts running, and it is the dumbest cat and mouse thing I've ever seen, because like the guy hides around some bushes, and Fred Williams is like, "Well, which way do I go around the bushes?" And then he just like is like doing the Three Stooges like whoop, 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 like around it, and then eventually ends up climbing a tree. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm underselling like all of the dumb dancing around they do in this little park.
It's pretty bad.
And then the guy just jumps up in the tree, and he's like, "Come down here, Worm." He's like, "I don't like to be called Worm."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're an ex-cop, and I like you." And he's like,
He's
"I
like,
just
"Fine."
want to talk to you. I'm not."
He's like, come on down, Mr. Worm.
Mr.
Yeah.
Worm.
Yeah, he just refuses. Even the guy's like, I'm not called Worm anymore."
And then he starts counting. He's like,
He does.
1. He's like, "No, man, I'm not coming." 2. So yeah, he comes down and
Yeah.
gets the information. And it's just like, she's hanging out with this dude named Chess.
Yeah,
Now-
here's his exact address.
Yes, Fred Williamson does not know that Chess is the guy
No.
who killed the girl and beat him up in the first scene. He doesn't know that. So to us, we're like, oh, well, we're
gonna
getting
wrap
right
this
to
shit up,
this.
yeah.
Okay, so he goes over to Chess's house.
Well, prior to him arriving, there was Chess got murdered. Let's just say that there's a he's
Like,
he,
as he goes there.
well, like like just before, like Chess has just come out of the shower and he's slowly toweling off, and then there's just a dude like does the like peek through the tree, and I mean, I swear to God, like we only see this dude for like half a second, but
Yeah.
he's Uncle Rico. Like I'm just saying, like he looks exactly like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Grease. But yeah, it's like he just shoots this dude and then like goes out and gets paid by Talbot. We see him in the car, and then that guy's just like, "Cool, sweet money, bye."
Yeah.
And Talbot's like,
Talbot's coming in.
yeah, as Fred Williams is like in the building, like trying to knock on the door, and he's like, basically just misses the assassin dude, and like goes because he's like, "Oh, door's locked. I'm gonna go check around back," and window's open, which is weird because I'm pretty sure this assassin shot through the window. I'm
No,
pretty
the
sure
window
it's-
was open.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was open.
I thought I remembered like a breaking of glass sound
Nope.
or something. Anyway, but yeah, and then he just climbs through the window. He's like, "Oh, he's dead," and pokes around a little bit, gets
Finds
like,
the cane.
Yeah, finds the cane, takes the cane, gets a letter from Amy of like, "Hey, I've gone back to Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come with me."
He
also
unscrews
opens the cane.
Yeah.
Like unscrews the top.
and tries, taps it and just like, there's got to be something in here, and there's not.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, what the hell's the deal with this? And then starts going through the closet, and that's when Talbot has come to the door, and Talbot has a key, so he's just coming in.
Chess and Talbot have a strange relationship.
I believe they
I'm
were
not-
having a relationship of some kind,
Yeah.
because of a phone call earlier
Right.
that Chess
Yeah.
was obviously having with that guy.
Yeah.
where apparently it was a one-sided conversation. We never. I guess it's him. We can assume it's he's
Has to
speaking
be.
to Talbot.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, he's the oldest dude in the movie, and he calls him
Yeah.
old something.
Yeah.
And yeah,
old
yeah.
slur
Yes.
for a gay person.
Right.
Yeah.
So Fred Williamson jumps out the window, and he just kind of
He
watches
watches Talbot look for the. He knows he's looking for the cane.
Yeah.
Basically.
watches him, and then follows him to his car, and then he gets in his car, and then follows Talbot home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Talbot's home is also his business.
Yeah.
I guess because his name is Talbot T. Talbot.
Mhm.
I guess the T stands for
Talbot.
Thrifty. No, not thrifty. But yeah, it's he has a astrology
tarot
card medium thing.
Yeah.
But it's not, when I say that, like when you think of like a fortune teller room, it's not that. It's just he's turned his house / fortune telling thing into Hollywood, like silent movie era props.
Memorabilia bullshit. Yeah. But it's funny because like Fred Williamson comes to the door and he's like, no, we're closed. And he just raises up the cane, doesn't say anything. He's just like, are you sure? And he's like, oh, well, I suppose since you came all this way, I can make an exception. Come in. Mm-hmm. And the whole time Fred Williamson is walking around this room, he's also making this face like, the fuck is all this shit? He's just holding this cane up and kind of wagging it around.
And they're dancing back and forth. Yeah. Like, oh, so what do you do? How do you know? And then he's just like, all right, let's cut the shit. Like, how do you know this person? I was a friend of Vera.
He asked how he got the cane. Yeah. He said, yeah, it was on Vera's dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know like, Vera, right? And then eventually it's like they still do a little bit more dancing of like, oh, I don't know who you are and who you're talking about, and then he's eventually like, look, I could tell you, but then they'd kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
well, how about if I destroy this photo that he takes out of a frame and tears it up? And he's like, no, please.
He's like, how valuable is this photo?
Yeah,
he's like, it's one of a kind.
Yeah, it's priceless.
Signed.
Sarah Bernhardt signed it herself.
Yeah. So he tears that up, and this dude is just heartbroken about it. And he's like, I can't tell you, they will kill me. And Fred Williamson goes to tear up another picture and just can't do it. He's just like,
yeah, because the guy doesn't break. The guy just kind of standing there crying.
Yeah, and he's just like, all right, whatever. Figure your shit out. I'll be back. And this is weird because like Fred Williamson leaves, and as he leaves, they at some point have come in to kill Talbot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we find that out later because he goes back to the bar,
right,
and he hides the cane behind the jukebox.
He has a plan. It goes badly because like a goon comes in and he's like, but he's prepared for it. He's got a gun under his napkin. He's ready to go.
There was also there was a random construction worker dude who came in and ordered a drink and then immediately went to the bathroom.
Yes, and then this goon comes in, sits down, is like, Stone, where is it? And he's like, that's behind the jukebox.
Well, no, he's just like, I could tell you, but I don't want to, and if you try to make a move, I'll shoot your dick off, basically.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I'll ruin your manhood.
I'll shoot you in the dick.
Yeah. So they're about to dance, and then the construction worker dude comes out of the bathroom holding the bartender. And so the bartender went in the back to get Fred Williamson a plate of spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
And when he comes back out, the bartender's face has clearly been slammed into the plate of spaghetti and meatballs because he just has red sauce all over his face.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
What a waste of spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah. So this didn't work out for Fred Williamson because they take his gun and they take all the bullets out and then they take the cane and they go.
They didn't take his gun. They left it on top of the jukebox.
They took it away from him, emptied it, took the bullets, and left.
Yeah. But then he's like, fuck, now I have no lead. I don't have the cane. So he's just like, I guess I'm going to go back to Talbot's place and try to get some more information.
Yeah.
That's when he finds Talbot dead, shot perfectly in the forehead, and digs around for a hot second and finds an invitation to, her fancy lady?
Fancy lady, Frances.
Frances. Is that her name? Miss Frances?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And it's just like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to crash that. Some other shit happens.
He goes back to Teresa Graves.
Yeah.
And he's like,
oh, that's right.
Is that white lady here? No.
I got you some more flowers. Let's fuck?
Man,
maybe?
So...
Well, he comes in, and she's like, I want to show you all my fashion drawings. And he's like, they look like blue jeans.
Yeah. And she's like, don't you know blue jeans are everything now? They're reupholstering cars with denim and denim. And he's like, whatever, lady.
How can you make a Canadian tuxedo without denim?
So he is he's not having it. He's just like, look, I don't want any part of this. And she's like, what if I just start and then you join in later? And he's like, all right. And you're like, okay, they're going to go have the sex. And then, man, I don't know if this is supposed to be like a PG-friendly version of...
what sex is like?
Yeah, because it's just like, it cuts to them at the beach in slow motion,
where he's wearing a patterned Speedo.
Oh, yeah.
And running around on the beach holding a football, and she's kind of
like a
chasing
Nerf
him.
football even at that.
Yeah.
And just like...
They're just playing grab ass on the beach.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's just flinging that package around.
Yeah, he is. And
for a good 2 minutes of this slow motion scene.
And then he dives on her in slow motion where it's just like, you're going to kill her. But he braces himself, and you're like, okay, well, I guess this is the sex.
Yeah.
And then they're on a goddamn 2-person bicycle frolicking.
And he's like in the back riding like the goofiest way possible.
Just the
like
opening credits of Three's Company is what's happening here. He's fucking Jack Tripper, just like, why? I'm on a bike. I can't. How does this thing work? And we're like, what the fuck? And then it just goes back to them in bed.
Yeah, it just kind of fades into them just like post-coitus. Caressing.
Yeah, all this shit was happening, and I was like, if Teresa Graves wasn't one of the skinniest ladies that ever lived, I wanted to make a she's Alan Thicke joke. Because, this whole thing is just like, it's like, was that a metaphor for sex? Like, sitcom?
It was reminiscing about all the good times they had.
Yeah, it was weird.
And they did have Love Theme from Black Eye
Yeah.
during that whole scene.
Yeah, it was,
Which does not go to Stargrove.
And then, I mean,
Gonna
but I'm saying, like, grab-ass football and tandem bicycle riding to they're naked and cuddling in bed. It's like, wait. That's the most confusing part.
I know, because they started having the sex.
Right.
And then it cut to them at the beach, them riding a bike, and then in bed. And it's like, wait, did you just take like 3 days off from your investigation to just fuck around? Or
I'm pretty sure it was reminiscing.
I agree, but it's so weird. It's so weird. It's great, but it's weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's just like, thanks, and then goes back about his business.
Yep. Is that when he goes to the party?
I think so.
Yeah, he goes to the party. Yeah, it's immediately after, because I was thinking, like, when she greets him at the door, she was like, I smell my girlfriend on you. But yeah, it's a bunch of rich assholes and the producers from earlier.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know why, but like Miss Francis is just like, oh, good, you're here. I mean, her whole thing in this movie is very weird, because it's like...
And all unresolved, because this is her last scene.
Yeah, completely, because it's like, are you setting up where it's just like, you're all both... Because he's kind of flirting with her, and she's got a wedding ring on, and it's like... She's like...
She keeps mentioning a husband that we never see.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just for convenience. Ha, ha, ha. But like, they're also kind of flirting, but also like, stop sleeping with my girlfriend. And it's like, should we get a bicycle built for 3? What's going on here? What is the dynamic here?
Yeah, where are we going here?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
So he's putting peanuts in his champagne and is just about to drink it when the lady producer comes over and is just like, you think this is all not cool, don't you? And he's like, I don't know. And then she's like, come outside. I want to talk to you. And he's like, all right. So he goes outside, and she's immediately like, I will give you $50,000 for the contents of that cane.
Yeah, you think you're very clever. Because she produces the cane. She's like, I want what was inside of here.
Why did she have the cane there?
You take that cane everywhere.
Yeah.
It's empty.
Well, yeah, but she,
It's a pretty pimpin' cane.
Yeah,
it's
it
a-
kinda
I mean,
is.
yes, but
You
she
take it to
wasn't
show
like
your dope friends.
or dope friends.
Exactly.
But she wasn't like carrying it. Like the producer wasn't using it as a cane, as a status symbol. It was hidden on the balcony. Why?
She knew he would come and
Okay, sure.
wanted to show that.
No.
Yeah.
She had no idea.
But she's like, I'll give you $50,000 for the contents of the cane. And he's like, how about I'll make you a counteroffer. No.
It's like, I think I can get more. Bye.
Yeah. And he goes to turn around, and there's goons there. And he just straight up throws a handful of peanuts at one dude.
Yep.
And it works.
Well, the dude comes at him with a gun, and then he's just like, oh, well, peanuts to the face. Ha-ha.
Yeah.
And
He was hoping somebody would be allergic.
Yeah. So it was an attempted murder, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Because there were no EpiPens at this time.
Yeah, people didn't have allergies back then. They
No.
just died.
This is probably where they started, because there was nothing, but he was just handling peanuts the whole time, and everyone he touched probably got a peanut allergy.
That's not at all how this works.
No, that's-
I mean, maybe his apartment really was as filthy as his friend detective was describing, and the combination of his
Peanuts
apartment
and
and
the
the
germs
peanuts, it's like created a super
the-
peanut virus.
So he was patient zero for peanut allergies.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we've hit this one on the head.
We traced
code.
it back to the source.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, they were bar peanuts. We did establish.
True, yes. Other filthy
the
hands.
filthy-
Filthy, disgusting.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying, he was taking these dive bar peanuts into fancy society parties and stuff,
dropping
and
them in champagne glasses.
Put them in champagne, and we all know where that's been.
Yeah.
Under feet. I'm telling you, this is a perfect storm. This is how it happened.
Did you say Lafitte?
Under feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
in France.
Yeah, Lafitte.
Lafitte. So anyway, he goes running out. There's a bit where he gets in an elevator, and they stop the elevator, and he has to climb out of the elevator, and then he slides down a beam that's part of the elevator shaft.
It's one of those scenes that was probably more tense at the time.
Sure.
But now when you watch it, you're like, all right.
There's still a dude a few floors up crawling around on this elevator.
Yeah.
That's something. He eventually gets out, runs to his car. One dude's like, I got this, and then gets his ass fucking beat.
Well, the tense part is they stopped the elevator. That's what prompted him to get out. And then, like, he's sliding down, and they've turned it back on. But thankfully, it's, like, one of the slowest elevators you'd ever see.
Yes, it is a very slow
but,
elevator.
like, he gets down, and, like, the tense moment is, like, he's trying to pry the doors at the bottom floor open as the elevator's, like, coming, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's now, like I said, by comparison, it's, like, it's the steamroller in Austin Powers. Sure. You know, it's, like, it's okay. You could just duck.
It's still kind of tense. There's a dude in that elevator shaft as the elevator's coming down.
Yeah.
2 elevators.
But that guy who catches up to him by his car, he gets his ass handed to him.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where at the end, after getting his ass beat, he is crying. He's on the floor going, oh!
Yes, because it's another awkward, painful-looking fight with Fred Williamson where he could have legit been injured. But he goes driving off. Another guy gives chase.
Sweet car chase.
Yeah, we get a
lot of jumps.
Pretty sweet car chase.
Well, I mean, if you set a movie in Venice and you don't have people jump over those, like, little canal bridges, you've done something wrong.
Yep.
And they do that a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
But I will admit the most tension I had in this movie is when that dog kept wandering out into the street in the middle of this whole car chase. And I was like, oh my God, no.
Yeah,
there's a long shot where you see the dog walk out between the two cars and then go, oh fuck, and run back out of the way.
And it's the same dumb dog.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. There's a baby in peril in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Don't care.
No.
I could not give a shit about that child.
No.
But
the
that dog
dog
needed to get out of the way.
It was the 70s. They might have actually killed the dog during the production of the film, and no one could have stopped them.
True. That kid would have been safe in that car. They were, like, 14 tons of steel.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, it culminates in, like, the very last bridge jump. There's a mother putting a baby in a car seat, which must have been a very weird thing in the 70s. But
that was the first car seat
that was the
ever
very first
produced.
one.
Yeah.
That
It was just
that
made
kid
of
probably got the
straw.
peanut allergies, and then
Yep.
yeah.
From there.
But yeah, so she, like, yoinks the kid out at the last second. The car, like, on its very last jump, sort of, like, must have busted the gas tank because there was, like, a little trail of flames. And when it crashes the car, I was like, holy shit, are we actually going to... No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It
No,
doesn't.
there's no
way,
fireball.
way too close to houses for them to blow up that car. And then he just switches gears and goes back to the girl investigation because he goes and talks to the preacher again, and it's just like, all right,
I know you got her.
yeah. And he's like, yeah, I got her.
It's like, I had to hide her from you. I had to lie.
Yeah, because we have to put the Jesus in her, and can't have any of your world's violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he's just like, yeah, we're going to the beach.
Yeah, meet us at the beach tomorrow. We're having a baptism.
Yeah. And he makes fun of his car. He's just like,
Yeah. Nice car you got here. Yeah. And he's like, the Lord provides.
The Lord provides. And Fred Williams, this guy's like, yeah, all right.
I think it would have been really funny if he had, like, one of the 70s customized horns and it just played, like, the Hallelujah chorus.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's when we get to basically what's the final scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Is this preacher's doing baptisms on the beach with all these dirty hippies that are his congregation.
Well, less dirty when they go in the ocean.
Yeah.
No, that ocean's filthy, too.
Oh.
And we eventually...
If anything, the ocean's making them more filthy.
Yeah. I just wanted someone to yell shark while all that's happening, but nobody ever does.
You're too soon.
Yeah, you're right.
No one knew anything about sharks.
Yeah, they did not exist until 1975.
Right.
Yeah. But we are introduced finally to the daughter that he's been looking for, who is preaching about Jesus to a Jewish lady who's just like, I just want to be on the beach.
She's not having...
Why can't you leave me alone with this Jesus talk?
None of this.
Because she's like, Jesus was a Jew. And he's like, yeah, I know. I heard. You Christian people have told me about it a billion times.
Then she does the old trap of, like, well, you do admit that Jesus was real, right? Like, it's like, I think we've established that historically, right? I mean,
like, just leave the Jewish lady alone. She just wants to hang out on the beach. All you want to do is harass her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, this lady packs up and leaves, and that's when, Fred Williamson and the dad have shown up.
Right.
Like, he's brought the dad there. He's like, all right, where's your daughter?
Yeah, and the dad's like, where is she? I'm going to go to her. And he's like, hold up. You don't want to just go barging in there. Like, he's got a bunch of weird hippie dudes that will probably murder you if you try to, like, come anywhere close to her.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
Yeah,
He's
have
like,
you ever played Far Cry 5?
Yeah.
The beginning of that, it's fucking crazy, man. They'll kill you.
he's basically like, look, we got to talk to the preacher, get his consent, and then everything will be cool.
And then they go over to the preacher, and he's just like,
She's
hey.
over there.
He's like, hey, this is her dad, and she wants to see. And he's like, oh yeah, she's right over there. Go talk to her.
Just go talk to her. What are you talking to me for?
Yeah.
So they go talk to her, and she's like, "You're not my dad."
I like this bit of misdirection.
Yeah.
Because when he says that, she's like, "You're not my father. Jesus is my father now."
Yeah. Yeah, and you're like, okay, there's something really
and
wrong
then he's
with
like,
her.
"You've brainwashed my daughter.
Yeah.
What have you done? You're a bad man."
Then it just kind of becomes a little bit of chaos because, like,
What happens is Fred Williamson then tells her, "Yeah, well, just so you know, Chess is dead."
Right.
And she like flips out. She's like, "What?
Yeah.
What are you
No,
talking?
he's
he's
coming
gonna be
here.
You're lying." And he's like,
"Give me the heroin.
"Just tell me where the heroin is."
He told me all about it before he died. Just give it to me." And she's like, "We were gonna sell it for good
For Jesus.
Yeah.
We were going to use the money for Jesus.
Yeah. And all right, we're like $50,000 for heroin that would fit in that cane. No fucking way.
They claim it's $500,000.
Yeah, in
at
the end,
very end.
yes, they're like street value, 500,000. I'm
It's
like, no,
what kind of heroin is that?
fucking diamond encrusted heroin.
Yeah, like platinum heroin. Jesus.
Maybe this was like the first heroin,
Yeah.
or the early adopters always pay a high rate,
Back then they just called it hero.
right?
Early access heroin.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, but anyway, that's when she just takes off because she's like, "No, we can't. No,"
Right.
and she runs off, and immediately, as Fred Williamson tries to run off, this gang of white hippie kids all piles on this black dude.
Yeah. Yes.
Meanwhile, the dad just runs and chases her.
And the preacher, or whatever he is like tries to stop him at first, and then he's just like, "I have a gun," blam, and just
Yeah, shoots the preacher.
like
Holy
no,
shit!
yeah, we're
what?
just like, wait, you have a gun, and
Yeah,
you just
why
shot the
did-
preacher, and then
yes.
it's like, oh, well, what is happening now?
Yeah, and the cops show up because Fred Williamson had called them to come out there previously.
Yeah.
And then that's when all the hippies run away. And we're like, why are you running away? They're just going to arrest the black guy. I mean, come on.
Yep.
There were even 2 black guys in that group,
Yeah.
plus Fred Williamson. So you're safe.
Yeah,
white
yeah.
people.
But yeah, they scatter, and Fred Williamson's like, "All right, time to join in on this chase." And this beach appears to have been hit by a hurricane because
Welcome to Venice.
it is the shittiest. Like, everything is just busted as fuck. Like, the pier is just shitty, and every building is just shitty. It's like
Yeah.
they dropped off a chunk of shitty New York right
It's like,
here.
Yeah, it's post-apocalyptic Venice.
Yeah. It's like, how
Just
come
this
they
one
didn't
part.
film, like space movies here? But, yeah, so this is just, everyone's just kind of running and hiding through ruins.
Yeah, and
basically.
he starts shooting at the girl. And that's when we're like,
I think he just shot once at her.
Okay.
I mean, because I was counting the bullet shots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so does Fred
Six-shooter.
Williamson, which
Yep.
is the oddest thing I've ever seen in a movie ever. Fred Williamson actually stops and counts. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then he shoots at Fred Williamson one more time, and he's like, "All right, 6. That's it. I'm going in." Yeah. So it.
But yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah, well, because what
he
happens
he takes a shot at her, and then like she stops, is like, "Oh shit, I just got shot at," and then he like goes over and like rips her shirt up, and she's got the heroin like
strapped to her.
tape strapped to her. It's
Yeah.
like in a poster tube,
Right.
And
And
something
it
that
was something that would have fit in that
the
cane.
Yeah, but it's she's just got it strapped around her belly, and he yoinks it away, and is like, "Bye."
Yeah.
and he's about to shoot her, and
Yes.
when Fred Williamson attacks him
Right.
because he finally catches up.
Yeah.
But that's when the chase happens, and then eventually he knows he's out of bullets, so they start fighting.
He dives
And-
off a roof.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, and
Sneaks up on him.
yeah, eventually he beats the hell out of him enough that the guy's just unconscious, and he's carrying him to the edge of the pier, and the cops are like, "All right, put him down.
Don't do it, Stone.
Don't do it."
Stone just
And
like
he's like, "The fuck ever."
drop.
Tosses the guy into the bay.
And the guy's like, go fish him out.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, and then the guy's just like, Jesus, Stone, you did it again, and you're a
He's
mess.
like, and he's like, "Where's the heroin?"
yeah.
Oh, it's right here.
He's like, wow, this is $500,000 worth of heroin. You're like, what the fuck? And
Well, he does the whole thing. He's like, "How do you know he didn't swim?" He's like, "Been one less scumbag on the street
Yeah.
to get away or something." Blah blah
yeah.
blah.
Okay, we forgot one random ass scene.
Oh.
When he went to the merry-go-round, which is just
Yep,
an
that's-
arcade.
We forgot it because it doesn't play into anything
No,
aside from him hating drug dealers.
Yeah, this is close to like, this is right around the start of the third act where he is just in this arcade, and you're like, what's he doing there? And he spies a dude selling drugs to a kid, and he goes over and makes that dude eat his drugs. But
he kills that man.
Yes, he does.
Like he gives that man a drug overdose and murders him.
Yes.
Straight
and
up.
I like that the dude realizes it because he's mumbling Jesus Christ as he's dying, as he's being force-fed the drugs.
Here's the thing I don't understand, and I mean, I feel like I've watched a good number of 70s movies, some of them dealing with drugs, and I didn't understand any of the goddamn street lingo they were using in this movie. None of it.
Well, he straight up called this acid when he was...
He did, but acid is not a powder.
No.
Like, I mean, he was...
Dude, I don't know, man.
I'm saying he was feeding him heroin, basically. Like, that's the only thing that would fuck you up that much, that fast.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, yeah, he, like, takes these little packets and is, like, force-feeding him down, like, makes him swallow and all this stuff, then takes him to the merry-go-round and turns it on and, like, leaves him, like, dangling over one of the horse. And you, he's on the horse.
Yep.
Sorry,
there it is.
Just hit me. But like, no, I'm just mean the dude is like just like, you know, he's Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction. Like it's just like, you know, like this dude is dead.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that merry-go-round has a sick beat too. For some reason, that merry-go-round song had a funky ass beat.
I'm saying like they were just the shit that they were throwing out, like poppers and cappers and dapplers, and it's like
dapplers,
the fuck you, like, dabbers, and I mean, I don't know what the fuck they were talking about 9 times out of 10 in this fucking movie.
In 1974, no one knew shit about drugs, so it was just like, the drugs. Just put in any name for drugs.
People were doing Quaaludes back then. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Dope.
People didn't understand their drugs yet.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he specifically said, "Oh, you're selling acid to these kids." And it's like that does never comes in a powder form. Never.
Yeah. So anyway, that was like, and we were just like, yeah, fuck that guy up, and then you're like, wait, what did that have to do with anything? Nothing. It just reinforced that.
Isn't that basically what happened right after he had, like, he had discovered the dead old man Talbot?
Yeah, maybe.
Didn't it kind of like lead into that? Because it seemed like, all right, you're at a dead end now.
Yeah.
You don't have the cane. Or
like,
it's after they took the cane.
Right.
Yeah, where he's kind of at a dead end. It's like we were expecting that to lead somewhere, like he was going to shake down that guy, but no. It is just, hey, I saw a drug dealer and I murdered him.
Yep.
I like that he shakes the shit out of him too before he starts force feeding him the heroin. Like, it's like a prolonged like, what are you doing? Up against the wall. But
he throws him into like a Zoltar machine, except Zoltar is just an old grandma.
It actually says "Ask Grandma." It's an Ask Grandma machine.
Yeah.
Like
was it Ask Grandma or was it Grandma Says?
Yeah.
Sir.
I think it was Grandma Says because
I need you a sweater. Why don't you
Chuck
call
was
me?
just like Grandma Says, you never call me.
Why did you eat
that would be
some
the
more?
only thing
That
Grandma
would be
would
the
ever
card
say.
that pops out. It's
Yeah,
just
you
like,
never call me.
Call me more often. We miss you.
That makes sense because I mean he was force feeding him heroin. Like grandmothers force feed you literally everything.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Eat more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah. You look hungry.
Yeah, but anyway, the movie just kind of...
he goes back to...
Yeah, well, like, so the cops, going back to the, like, he's dropped the guy off, and then his partner, or ex-partner, is like, oh, God damn it. They fish the dude out. He's, like, he's all covered up like he's dead.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because, like, I don't think he died.
He was swimming when they looked down on him. Yeah.
But, yeah, they cover up, and he's like, oh, that's so-and-so with the something-something mafia, and it's like, that must have been a really big deal for them to bring him in. And he's just like, he does a quick thing of, like, oh, if they did this and the producer people, I get it. Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
and he's just like,
basically,
and it's like,
yeah, that makes sense.
And he's like, oh yeah, you may want to go arrest those two, and then that's. I mean, it's basically like case closed, I guess.
Basically, and then I swear the last scene of this is just recycled footage from the opening of this, where he goes, buys flowers.
Pretty sure it is.
Walks over to Teresa Graves' door, knocks on the door, opens it, and it freeze frames before the camera pans over to see the scene where the girl was inside. Because I think it's the exact same footage.
Yeah, it's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah,
he's just gonna.
Because I was like, wait, did this movie just loop back on itself?
Yeah, he has to solve the same case every day until he gets it right.
And then finally, that girl is not in Teresa Graves' apartment, and then he wins.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it ends. He just goes back to her apartment. She's like, hey, freeze.
Yep.
2 quick things.
Okay.
The Pooh House was a real place.
All right.
Yay!
Good job researching it. I did some quick Googling and didn't see it.
I would imagine Googling that would be problematic.
It wasn't problematic. It was just not finding what I needed to find.
Okay.
Surprisingly easy to find it.
Did you? Oh, you probably put Venice in there. I didn't put that in.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And the Pooh House in quotes helped. But it used to be a bakery, and then it turned into a health food store called the Pooh House.
What?
Like, did they drop the H? Like, you know,
No,
like
no.
healthy poos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Like
Like
crunchy
it was just like a
Lots of
typical
fiber
Jewish
ones.
bakery
Uh-huh.
before, and then it got turned into the Pooh House. Anyhow,
What is it now?
probably nothing. I think that's
Rubble.
where the
Yeah, it's probably an actual poo house now.
Oh man, if it was a public toilet, that would be great.
that'd be pretty good. Pretty good.
I meant like a hobo toilet, but yeah.
Basically a
Yeah.
public toilet.
Yeah, yeah.
Second thing is there was powdered LSD available in the 60s and 70s.
What?
Not very common, but
I would imagine not.
I don't know that means that scene is grounded in reality.
Why
but
would
there-
little kids in an arcade want powdered LSD? What the shit?
I assume that it was just know that this is
You've
just
never played Space Invaders on LSD?
No, and neither did these kids in 1974.
It
I'm not
still
s-
sucks.
I'm not saying that means that this is grounded in reality, just that it theoretically was available.
All
so.
right. Well,
Something
checks
was
out.
ground up and put in a baggie.
Yeah.
Then force fed to that guy.
Weird. Anyway, movie's over.
Okay.
Black Eye ended.
I guess we should give it some ratings and
Yeah.
stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah, no Stargrove.
No.
The incidental music's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not
If
bad.
not
It's
random.
fun, funky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just, it's serviceable.
yeah. It's what you'd expect.
Mhm.
But that's for the actual movie.
Yes.
I am going to go 2 jocks,
Okay.
both of which are for Fred Williamson. Because without him, this movie's kind of nothing, to be honest. Like it doesn't have much going for it. But like the charisma he shows throughout this movie, just the mugging he does and the reactions he has to other people and how he plays off everyone else are really great.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I kind of couldn't give a shit about most of what's going on in this one. But it's almost like a Fred Williamson hangout movie for me. It's like, yeah, you get to hang out with Fred Williamson for a while, see him,
Do stuff.
yeah, do stuff, and
Yeah.
talk to his lady about how she's kind of sort of cheating on him, even though they're not really exclusive, and just that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But there's a lot better blaxploitation stuff out there, I think, especially
Sure.
with Fred Williamson.
I'm going to agree with that. 2 jocks. Like we kind of said, it's paced a little bit funky, paced like a book almost. Feels a little bit like a weird short story with details that we don't need. But it's all right. It's non-offensive, mostly. There's nothing wrong with it necessarily. It's just not that exciting. It's a little detective story. It's a little dime novel, is what it is.
Yeah.
And we get to hang out with Fred Williamson, and I like that.
Yeah.
2 jocks.
Oh, you want me to go?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, sure. That seems like a good rating, and I can almost go 3 because I feel like Fred Williamson. Like there was a point, I don't remember what it was, where he was just doing something. I was like, God damn, Fred Williamson was a fucking powerhouse of karma or charisma, not karma. Karma too, probably. But I don't know. Just like he's just incredibly charismatic,
Yeah.
and this movie is like a really good showcase for that. I think it was like something really weird, like when he was just incidentally like hopping over to his car to go follow Talbot. There's just something about like the way like his presence on screen is strangely magnetic, and I don't know, it's just bizarre. I'm still only gonna give it 2, just because like I really dig movies like this, like little whodunit things. This one has some strange pacing issues, and nothing really comes together in like one of those like aha like kind of things like a good film noir does.
Yeah,
Where
it's
it's just
more,
like
it's more like, huh?
yeah, it's kind of like all right, yeah, that I guess that goes together, and it's like I said, it's really weird to me that like the Miss Frances character has nothing to do with this whole thing except for just like I happen to be in the building and sleeping with your quasi girlfriend, and I invited the evildoers over to my party. It's just it's weird how like everything's connected but yet not.
Yeah.
At certain parts. So yeah, I think I got to deduct any further jocks I would give it for that messiness. But I don't know. I can watch movies like this. They're a guilty pleasure of detective whodunit things. Like that's why I like Shane Black shit and L.A. Confidential and things like that. It's like I like movies that just like multi layers going on.
Tie it all together
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
end.
This one just doesn't.
I might be able to slide it an extra jocks for Big Mama
Big Mom was
at the
pretty great.
newsstand,
Yeah.
but everything
There wasn't
else
enough for her.
kind of dials it back.
Yeah. I enjoyed this. I think I can give it 3 jocks. This is just kind of one of those kinds of like that, just kind of that 70s aesthetic where it's just like, this is just kind of cool and groovy, and you can watch it. You could probably just put this on, and just leave it running in the background. And I kind of like the randomness of it because it's different than that's kind of me saying like it's weird, dumb randomness is. It's bad for a story structure, but like for what we watch, it's like, what the hell is? I kind of like that. What the hell is going on? Kind of thing. And it's disappointing that it doesn't come together like I think it should, and there are just dead ends all over the place. But I really have to give it credit, not only for just having this kind of bisexual girlfriend storyline, but for her speech to him when he confronts her about it, and he's just like, and she's like, I'm the same person. Like, I just happen to really enjoy her company, and we, like a lot of the same things. He kind of has a weak-ass argument to that, but it's not... None of it is the 70s grossness that you would expect from a conversation like that. Yeah. I wouldn't expect this to be a plot point in anything in the 70s, or the 80s for that matter. It took a while for, lesbian relationships in movies to not be like this weird sadist kind of thing, where it's just like, one domineering German who is like hassling people in the shower. It's like it's interesting to me. I think that's a fascinating aspect of this movie. It doesn't make it great or anything. It's just another little bit of business in this movie that's makes it something unique. Other than that, I mean, this could have been made for TV. It's very much like a TV detective show kind of thing. Just with some foul language and stuff like that. But Fred Williamson is a charismatic motherfucker. Like, why that guy really didn't get his due in the 70s, he should have. He should have been, like, up there with, like, Burt Reynolds doing that kind of stuff. Just, like, good-natured, kind of just, like, having a good time, adventuring kind of thing. So, yeah, I can give it 3 jocks.
Right on. All right. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
Yes. Okay.
I have one movie for a second half.
I have 2 things, and I'll be brief.
Donut?
I'm going to unzip before I lube.
Yeah, that is the correct order. Otherwise, it's just really messy and unproductive. It's a waste.
Denim, man.
Yeah.
Everything's made in with denim. How new is your things?
How
your
green
movies.
Was my valley?
Yes.
Late 2000s.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll start because mine's brand spanking new.
Ooh.
All right, let's just do this so we can be done.
Yeah. It's a good way to look at it.
Let's get this shit over with.
So it's over.
Yeah. All right, welcome back.
Hey!
BMFcast, second half. Half number 2.
Second half timing.
Second half.
So I'm realizing now that it's going to start sounding like I'm shilling for Netflix as we talk about new movies. But just 2 weeks in a row, I've watched brand new Netflix exclusive movies.
Well, they release one every 3 days.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. But yeah, not endorsed by Netflix. I watched Polar.
Right.
Yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Right.
Kind of the other John Wickish thing,
Yeah.
but with
Wickish.
Mads.
Yeah. Man, I just watched this last night, and I'm still not sure what to think of this movie.
One of those.
It's... I don't know. It's a hard one for me to even say I recommend watching it, because there's some super unpleasant shit from time to time, plus some, like, man, that was really bad. Like, that scene was bad. Or this person, what they're doing was bad. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, it'll come together and it'd be like, holy fucking shit, why is the movie not this wall to wall? And, like, it's... I guess I'm going to give it a... If you have a strong stomach, I will give it a recommend, you know? Because, like I said, shit gets real unpleasant. Not in any of our normal like why we will ban BMFcast movie ways. I'm just saying like there's some really like gross like unpleasant shit going on in this. I don't even really want to say what because it's kind of very plot specific.
Sure.
But yeah, when it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, the movie is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's some parts where it is absolutely not doing what you want it to do. Mads is giving like a stellar weird performance thing. Like it's
stellar weird.
I mean, it's really good, and it's understated cool guy, which is like a thing you want, you know, like, and he just does it pretty well. Like man, a few words kind of deal. But yeah, I mean, the movie is super uneven. Plus, it's like when I hit play on it, like it was like directed by Jonas Ackerlund, and I was like, why do I know that name? He directed like a bajillion music videos, like a lot of like really well knowns, like I think Madonna's "Ray of Light" and shit like that. I think was him. You know, so
Smack my bitch up.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, it kind of tells like, I'm not saying there aren't. I mean, David Fincher was a music director. There have been music video directors that have turned into good directors.
Michael Bay.
I wasn't gonna say that, but maybe.
No, we proved it.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't think we did. I think numbers-wise, we most definitely did not prove that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's to talk about Michael Bay. It's a problem that Michael Bay has with movies, where it's like tonal shifts and stuff like that. That's this movie's problem, and I feel like that's something that is common with music. A lot of music video directors is that they're used to working in a 3, 4, 5 minute medium, and then it's like they don't know how to not make everything like a vignette.
Right.
So, like I said, it's on Netflix. You can watch it obviously super easily. If you know it's in 4K, Dolby Vision, Atmos, all that stuff is have all the fancy things. Like I'm saying, it's an uneven experience. But when the highs are super high, it's just there's some real fucking weirdness in this movie.
Yeah.
There's at least one person I had no idea was in the movie, so when they showed up, I was like, holy shit. Like, it just was like one of those, like, I haven't seen them in a really long time, and I kind of wasn't entirely sure they were still alive.
Oh.
And then it was like that, yeah, but why are you in this movie? Like, never mind. I'm going to give it away, or
Okay.
you're just going to look it up. But it's like, it's one of those people, it's like, once upon a time, you shouldn't be in a movie like this. Like,
Sure. All right.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a real weird thing. But man, there is one scene where it's just like, yep, you're about to do what I want you to do, and then it does it for an extended period of time, and it's like, damn it, why wasn't the whole movie just this? But two good scenes like that, but one where it's just like, holy shit, yes, after this unpleasantness, murder machine, man, let's go. So,
Cool.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a trip of a movie. So,
Box quote.
yeah.
Well, speaking of John Wick-ish movies,
Did you see a John Wick-ish movie?
yes, I saw John Wick 1 and John Wick the second.
Oh, there you go.
Those are the most John Wick movies.
Yeah, they
John
are
Wick movies.
by definition.
The first one is the most.
Yeah.
The second was pretty John Wick.
He is pretty.
Yeah, he kind of is.
Yeah.
He's just a little bit dreamy, I guess.
A little bit.
I've seen John Wick the first previously. Hadn't seen John Wick the second. It's more John Wick.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing, but it feels like it goes too fast. Like, it feels like it just breezes through everything that's going on in that movie, and then the end hits, and you're like, oh, that's the end? That's it? Yeah. I got to wait for another movie to see the end of this movie?
Well, luckily
You don't have to
you
wait
don't
long.
have to wait long.
Yeah,
No, I
we've
know.
all been waiting a long time.
We have waited.
I know, but
years.
but it's just surprising. Like, this is the end. This is how we're gonna end this like this.
Have you not seen Keanu movies? This is what they do. The second one, they know they're making the third one, so
Yeah.
why have a real ending?
I know, but it was kind of annoying.
Oh, okay.
It's a good setup, though.
It is. It's a good setup, and like
It's a dumb setup, but also in that universe, you're like, yeah.
in that universe, it's fine.
Yeah.
The way the trailer makes the third one look, I'm better with it than I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing that the third one is coming.
Because the second one makes it seem like, okay, literally everyone in the world is an assassin.
Right. Yeah, not the case.
And they're all out after John Wick. And it's like, no, not quite.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty good. John Wick 2. If you haven't seen it, you should probably get on that. The time is ripe. Watch them both, because it's, like 3 hours total, something like that? It's not very long for the first and second.
I still love that the Peter Stormare scene at the beginning of 2 seems like a weird parody of the first one.
Of the
like at first I didn't realize that it was a continuation of the first. Like, oh, he has to get this guy because he didn't get his car. I had forgotten that detail between, and it just seemed like Peter Stormare was like this weird, like recapping a parody of John Wick. You know, it's like, and I, killed his dog, his car, and blah, it's like whatever weird accent he's doing. Yeah, it's just that was. It took me out for a minute. I was like, wait, what's happening here? Like, have we become some sort of... We're making fun of John Wick already? Let's not do that. Yeah. But yeah, he fucks up everybody in that real good.
Right. I liked that we've now gotten 2 different John Wick hype mans. And one of them is Peter Stormare just being fucking...
Gross.
Weird. Yeah.
Excelling at what do you hire Peter Stormare to do?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all I got to say about it.
Okay. Well, speaking of a pair of movies, I watched a pair of movies.
Okay.
I watched a pair of American animes.
American maze?
They're just animated movies.
We call those cartoons.
Oh, okay. I watched a couple of cartoons.
I watched all of them cartoons.
I watched two of them DC Universe cartoons.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really?
I watched Superman Doomsday and Justice League The New Frontier.
So you just starting in release order? Isn't that the first 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was well, because that Rise of the Supermen came out like this week, I think, and I was like, man, I'd like to see that and the one before it, but they weren't quite out yet, and I was like, well, I'll just start here. Those are good. They're not great. They're good. They're interesting, especially for someone like me, because they do interesting things with characters I already know. And also they do things that I don't know if these things are known to comic book people, but there are just random. There will be a character that comes along where I'm just like, wait, what? What's happening? The fact that Superman has a robot butler, I was just like, when did this happen? I need to know when he got this robot butler.
In the Fortress of Solitude, he has a robot butler.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You're okay with that. For me, it was just like, wait, what? Where did this guy come from?
I almost said Hall of Justice, but that's not where the robot butler is.
He lives at the Fortress of Solitude.
Robot butler.
So I thought Superman Doomsday did an interesting job sort of telling that story. I know it is not as crazy as the actual comic arc is, because I know there's so many more layers to it, but it was interesting going into these, looking at the animation with like, okay, this is like this looks like weekday afternoon, series animation. I mean, it's a little better than that, but just aesthetically, your brain goes to, okay, this is like Fox afternoon, stuff. But these things are like violent and disturbing in a few ways. Not like bloody, like there's not a lot of blood in these, but like the violence is there. Like Lex Luthor just straight up murdering his secretary at one point is just like, Jesus. Like it's until you're prepared for the tone of these movies, it's a bit striking for a newbie like me.
Was it Mercy? Did he murder Mercy?
Yes, he did.
That is the weirdest thing, because she gets murdered and comes back more times than anybody else. Yeah,
that's what I figured. So I liked the Justice League movie a little bit more, although I don't think the payoff in it is as good as the setup. I was so digging the setup of that. Like, just setting it in the late 50s and having both like Superman and Wonder Woman had obviously been around for a long time, but you're still getting the origin stories of the rest of these things. That was interesting to me. And then, I swear to God, Martian Manhunter, no clue. I had zero knowledge of this character. None whatsoever. So, like, this whole thing was fascinating to me, of just like, man, what the hell is this?
Yeah. They do his origin real good.
Okay, I was super into that. And that again, that was a thing where I was just like, man, I had no idea what this is, none whatsoever, and was instantly like, I got to find out more about that. That seems really cool. And I just the late 50s like Red Scare kind of through line that's running through this is cool. I much preferred Kyle MacLachlan as Superman over Adam Baldwin. I didn't think Adam Baldwin was very good as the voice in Doomsday.
Now, there's certain people that are better at the voices than others.
It's really weird how all of these they totally
what's
blow
weird
up the
is, like,
casting.
He works really. He becomes Hal Jordan later, and he kind of works for that because, and it kind of works on a double level because like Hal Jordan's kind of an asshole.
Okay,
So
I know people don't like Hal Jordan. I know.
Well, I
that-
was saying like it just kind of works on like a double level now
Okay.
because like you can go like Adam Baldwin's kind of a dick. So.
Okay. Yeah. I was really kind of entertained by the fact how the Justice League one in particular had to find a way to just completely write out the two God characters, Superman and Wonder Woman, and just be like, they can't be in this final battle. It would be too easy. So something happened to them. They can't be here right now.
I will go ahead and warn you. I mean, I don't know if your plan is to go through the whole series.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can warn you because some are going to be like, you're going to have no idea what's going on, and some are just bad.
I figured.
Okay.
I figured they're going to be, because they're just cranking those things out, and I'm sure
Yeah.
it's not the same.
Well, they not really. I mean, they were doing like 1 or 2 a year,
Yeah,
which is
but
not cranking them out.
No,
really.
but I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of is in a way. I mean, it's a lot of storytelling going on,
Sure.
and each one seems to be a different vibe. I both liked and didn't like how Batman's story in Justice League was kind of like ongoing and also unresolved. It was just kind of like, hey, Batman, we don't know what's going on with him. Oh, here he is. Oh, well, he's got to go. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't think Jeremy Sisto was the right choice for Batman's voice. That was not right.
It's weird because like some of these are like really good movies and they have really bad casting choices, which
Yeah.
throw them off. Like
Yeah.
it's like, man, if you put this guy that did this and this one with this story,
Yeah.
you'd have a perfect movie. And then
Yeah, like each one seems the two so far that I've watched seem to be doing like this stunt casting of just like whatever names we can get, put them in here, and it's like some of them eased right into the like Neil Patrick Harris as the Flash was good. I thought he was perfect for that. But some people were just like, yeah, that's Brooke Shields. I don't know why. But it's Brooke Shields.
Yeah.
She's there.
they got over that. I mean, they kind of more got a stable of people that they liked.
Okay.
Several movies in. Yeah, the first like 3 or 4 were like, get that TV celebrity or whatever, you know, like people know. So it was like they weren't necessarily right. But
I mean, the cast of both, like on paper, you're just like, holy shit, that's an amazing cast. But just some people aren't suited for voice work, or if they are, they weren't given the right character.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought those were both entertaining and some interesting gateways, because both of them are like, you know the basics for most of this, and that's always amusing to me when they're just like, you know these people. Anyway, here's a story. Man, like the whole thing with like in Doomsday with Superman, the actual Superman coming back and just murdering all the clones. Like he goes into Lex Luthor's lair and there's just clones of him everywhere, and he's just like, man, fuck this, and just. Or was that the clone that murdered all the clones?
I don't know. I've never seen them.
Okay.
It's been a long time for that one.
And
It's-
I've only read the original Doomsday comic, which
All right.
did not include any clones.
that one wasn't a clone, wasn't it?
Came later.
Well,
Okay.
in this one, like,
Because, like, Doomsday, is it, like, all of, like, the Superman dying and then coming back?
Oh, that's like in the first 10 minutes
yeah,
of
it's
the movie.
like the first act he dies,
yeah.
and then the second act is kind of like people dealing with him being
okay,
dead.
so the whole thing's just called
Yeah,
Doomsday.
and then
even
Superman
though
comes
that's only
back,
the
but it's a
beginning.
clone that Lex Luthor made, and he's
Yeah.
got a lead thing in his head to prevent him from knowing that Lex Luthor did it. And he goes into like a beauty salon and just fucking rips this piece of lead out of his head, and then it's just like, I'm gonna go murder the rest of your Superman clones. And meanwhile, like real Superman has been taken by the robot back to.
Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, and he just like he puts on like the radiation absorbing suit, and so he's got the black suit at the end. It's man, and he's got long hair, and it's
Yeah.
weird. It's
Man, you're really going to hate when they get to the new 52 costumes because they were so bad. Like they just switched to all of the ones now. I mean, you've got many movies to go,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know what's up with that. They all have weird neckline things. It's like you can't see superhero necks anymore or something like that. It's like everyone's thing has to like come to here. It's like Why do you have to cover your necks?
Got to protect your neck.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. I should have listened to the Wu-Tang, but
Yeah.
it looks weird on a superhero, especially Superman. Like, Superman does not need to protect his neck.
You never know. I don't know. The end of the Justice League one, which is literally just Aquaman rolls up and it's just like, "Hi, I'm Aquaman. What's going on here?" Everyone's like, "What? What is this shit?"
Yep.
So yeah, those are interesting. People should watch them. They're better than I expected them to be. I expected to get maybe like 20 minutes into it and go, "All right, these are not for me."
Man, I can't wait to get you down a rabbit hole of some of the DC animated stuff.
Good luck.
Well, him. I mean, he sounds like he's in for it.
Sure. So far, I'm good.
You should watch the Justice League cartoon. It's really good.
Okay. I want to watch the Challenge of the Super Friends.
No.
Yes.
Watch
You
the good ones.
Teen Titans Go.
Okay. They just had a movie.
You really
They went to
should.
the movies. Teen Titans go to the movies.
Teen Titans go to the polls. Am I right?
I don't know who made Teen Titans go. Oh, Christ.
Yep. It was all lost at that point. We all know it too.
Anyway, that's all I got.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody else? Nothing?
Not me.
Cool.
No. I just work.
All right.
That's good.
Working's okay. Pays the bills.
Yeah.
I just work and cash checks. That's all I do.
You know what pays the bills for us?
What?
Patreon.com/BMFcast.
Work it.
Yeah. How do you like that segue?
I do.
It was good. That's the only clever thing I have. I'm very tired and getting over a very bad cold. So, BMF at BMFcast.com, 9105-JOCKS-BMF, or 910-556-9263. BMF at BMFcast.com,
So
or just straight BMFcast.com for the website. Click all the buttons. Give us your money.
You know, it's
Join the
internet.
Discord.
You know,
It's just, you just
Get on the-
You're the purveyor.
just get on there
of-
and just click.
It's real easy, man.
Who likes internet? I like internet. All right, let's get out of here, shall we?
Yes.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. See you next time. We love you.
Motherfuckers.
Man, now you got me curious. What's next on the list? Because you probably already know.
Batman Gotham Knight. Oh.
That was bad.
I think I know the
There's
next
there's one good one in it.
one. Okay, I know the
Are
next
they
one
supposed to be like sequential?
No, I mean there's just
They're not tied.
I mean some of them are. There's
Oh,
there's
okay.
a small section where they were actually direct sequels. It's That's what's bad is like the New 52 ones. They were trying a continuity thing.
Mhm.
It's just the costumes are so bad, but the movies are pretty good for the most part.
What if I like change the contrast on my TV? Will they look better or worse?
Do whatever you want.
Okay, thanks, man.
No, I was saying Gotham Knights was like they shot that one out to get it out with the Dark Knight,
Oh.
like thing. So and it's like the Animatrix. It's just like it's a series of things. I seem to remember like one of them being good, but the rest being really bad.
Okay.
But not want to. I don't want to taint your experience. Just saying it was, it's Animatrix-y.
Okay.
What's after that?
After that, I don't know.
I think maybe Wonder Woman, first one.
It might be a Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Well, there's one just called Wonder Woman.
Yes.
It's like,
Wonderful Woman.
Wonder Woman was angry in the Justice League one. Like, she was an angry god.
Mhm.
Even Superman was like,
chill, lady.
Diana, you just might want to chill out.
Nah. She ain't about that life.
No, she was fucking pissed. That's why they had to yoink her out at the end. They were just like, nah.
So I'm
What
curious.
was she so pissed about?
Men,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Well,
Justified.
fair point. Yeah.
Yes.
It's fair call.
Yep.
I'm very curious. Like, are you planning on reading any of the ones? Because, like, New Frontier is based on a specific.
Yes.
Like, are you reading these first and then watching the movie, or
No.
no? Are you?
I'm getting a primer first.
Okay.
I realize that the books will be more in
So
depth.
I'd be curious to see what you think of Reign of the Supermen
Yeah.
after watching Doomsday.
Well,
Of
Reign
which I
of-
gave him
Reign
all
of-
the
so
issues.
what they basically did is they redid.
Yeah, they redid.
They made
that.
it a 2-part movie, and they're because Doomsday was like the first one like 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Now recently they've done the Death of Superman, and the Reign of Superman. It's like a 2-part
Yeah.
retelling of
Yeah,
it.
the first one came out a couple months ago, and
Yeah.
this one just came out today.
But I'm curious, like, man, I will say right now, I might lose all comic book cred whatsoever, but like I'm going to be very curious what you think of the 2-part Dark Knight Returns without reading the comic book, because the comic book is as good as everyone thinks it is, and the movie is really weird without any context.
Well, maybe I'll read that one first.
I'm saying that's a 2-part movie, so it's a long investment, and it's like I feel like that one would be extra weird if you haven't read the book.
Yeah.
Year one somewhat, but Year One's like a pretty good adaptation of the book. Batman Year One.
For these, it was just basically like, I need something that I don't have to really think about.
Okay.
To watch. Like, I was just like in between stuff. I was like, I didn't want to watch anything to pay attention to, but like these turned out to be plot heavy.
Yeah. I think my only problem with Dark Knight Returns is people put it like it's on par with like Watchmen and stuff, and it's like, it's not. It's real bad at times.
Are you talking about the actual comic
itself?
Yeah.
I'm saying like it's okay, but it's like I don't hate it. I just like I feel like it's one of those things that's super overhyped.
It's that thing that influenced a whole bunch of other stuff that eventually led to things kind of doing that idea better.
Yeah.
Like but at the time, it was one of those. It's like, holy fuck, you can do this.
Yeah. I just like Batman Year One is 10 times better than Dark Knight Returns, both comic and movie.
I have that on my.
I can't argue that.
Amazon
Year
Fire.
One's pretty good.
Yeah.
I still read Long Halloween. I have it.
It's good.
Yeah. Because isn't that kind of wait? Well, there was Year Two, right?
Yeah. Don't read any of the other ones. Like, just don't read anything of Frank Miller's past like 96, and you'll be safe.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I bought like the Dark Knight Rises Again or whatever the second one.
Strikes Back or Strikes Again. So it's like it's a really dumb title.
The Dark Knight Strikes Back.
The third one like came out eventually later than that, but by then it was like, oh yeah, Frank Miller's a dumbass. Never mind.
Yeah,
I knew by then.
Well, it's just like Jeff Loeb. Like Long Halloween is good. Just don't read any other Jeff Loeb, because look at Ultimates 3. God.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimates 3 is still my lowest bar possible.
Like if it had been cheaper when we were at that thing, they had a pack of Ultimates 3. I really wanted to buy it just so I could burn it. If it had been if it had been the $10 bin, I might have like done that just for some self satisfaction.
God, Ultimates 3 is just
it's just
fucking travesty.
Fucking garbage. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, if it had been like one of those like cheap packs, I would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna fucking
light
film
it on
I'm
goddamn
gonna
fire.
film it and I'm gonna burn the fuck out of it.
I'll show you. Yeah, Chuck, you don't
You don't
understand.
No, I don't.
I really don't. It's like if Fast 5 had been followed up with, like, I can't even think of what.
Like Jimmy Fallon's Taxi.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. I was just thinking of what's the most cancerous movie I can think of with a car in it.
Well.
But yeah, like if Fast 5 had been followed up with the worst possible thing, but they were like, no, this is a sequel. This is the same characters and everything, and you were just like, no, fuck everything about this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It kind of makes me want to read it again.
No, just don't. All you have to remember is that there's a Black Widow Tony Stark sex tape, and then you just
That they spend the first 10 pages.
It's
of
a
the book
plot
discussing.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's no,
this is
don't even
extreme.
get into
Yeah.
No, it's just like it's shit written by someone who just didn't get
Was
why
it Black
the other
Widow,
stuff was
though?
good.
Was it
No,
Black
it's
Widow?
not Black
It's
Widow.
not Black Widow because no. What happens in other Goldsmiths?
Yeah, it's definitely not Black Widow.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah.
There's a very specific reason it's not.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was now.
Black Canary.
Oh, wrong universe.
Black Cat.
Him and like Wasp.
Right universe, wrong set of characters.
I think it was him and Wasp.
Wasp?
Yeah, because at that point it was
Black Wasp.
Wasp.
Ooh, Black Wasp.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's bad.
it's
Either way,
bad.
Black
bad.
Panther.
It's just
Don't
bad.
read Ultimates 3.
Too late. I've already bought it.
Black Mamba.
You do read Ultimates 1 and 2 first.
Nope. Going straight to 3.
You'll probably love it. Like you like Spider-Man 3.
I don't love. Look. Spider-Man 3 is fine.
It is not.
It's fine.
It is not.
It's fine. right, fine.
All right, good night, bye.
Oh, give me the card. I have to edit